Hey team, it's Greg here. This week's podcast is going to be a ripper, or should we say a shredder, because we're going to talk about why some people hate fat burners. Tatiana, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You'd be a bit nervous on this one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's people either love or hate a fat burner.
Yeah.
You've got the online school that say, hey, just watch your calories, do what I do and lose weight. Then you've got people who say, let's use supplements and nutritional hacks to lose weight. So there's two very different schools.
Yeah, and there's a lot of opinions out there, and they all have their truth, so it's good to explore it.
So let's rip in.
Welcome to the Body Science Podcast. As always, the information contained in this podcast is for the information purposes only and is not designed to diagnose or be prescriptive to treat, prevent, or manage any injury, disease, or other health-related condition.
Welcome to Body Science HQ, the world of fit, happy, healthy. And on the end of that, I'm sitting with a clinical nutritionist. You've got a master's in, dietetics, nutrition, and 1,000 other things, and you're doing a PhD and you're really smart. Anyway, you're the person we've called in, Tatiana. She's our in-house nutritionist. And we're going to talk about, and this is a big topic, do fat burners work?
Do I only have one answer, yes or no? Yes or no.
Well, that's a hard one for you because you prescribe them to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we also know they're not a magic powder.
No. And I think that's the answer there. It can work, but you need to do it properly.
And that's the same as your training and your diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all these things need to be used in like a 360 degree.
Yeah, it's a whole lifestyle change. You
Yeah.
can't expect to not change anything else and take a fat burner and watch it melt. It's not. And I think that is the first issue, is what it's called, a fat burner. It has put a lot of people into believing that they're just going to sit and watch their fat just melt, and that's not what happens. A lot of the ingredients that are used in fat burners or thermogenic supplements usually are a lot better when you put that with exercise and diet as well. So the green tea, for example, we have it on our thermogenic nootropic. The green tea is great to increase the amount of fat being burned for energy, but the studies show that when you combine that with exercise, it's actually 40% more. So if you exercise, green tea will work a lot better for you as well. So a lot of these ingredients work a lot better with the diet, not too restrictive, but reducing your calories and exercise as well.
I guess the big thing here too is a lot of brands in this space aren't just going for, or there's still a lot going for high caffeine and using that as their call out, but there's so much more technical these days than just caffeine. And it's a really interesting space because you're talking herbal medicine, you're talking nutritional medicine. Is that the right word to use?
Nutritional science.
Nutritional science, thanks for that. That sounds way better because nutritional medicine sounds terrible. Nutritional science and just straight out training techniques that go around that, and like the use of the product. And when you look at a fat burner now, called the categories fat burners on most websites called fat burner, it's really about that. They start with the brain, don't they? Like it's about motivation and mood status. Like that's the two things they start with. And I suppose if you are going to diet and you are going to train hard, having that hack on your side is a good thing.
Yeah, and I think that's where caffeine started as a looking at a fat burner, because it is a stimulant. So you're working harder for a little bit longer, you sweat more, you have more stamina. So you're training harder without perceiving it as much, but you also have the concentration and the mental focus that comes with the caffeine. And then on top of that, a lot of other brands started to get a little bit more technical with mental performance on top of ingredients that will increase fat burning or the usage of fat storage for energy.
And a lot of fat burners can't make claims anymore because they're not therapeutic. Like we make a lot of claims on ours around metabolism.
Yeah.
So why does the fat burning area care so much about our metabolism?
So when we talk about fat burning, it's not that simple process of, I'm going to take this and when I exercise, my body will use fat as energy. It's not how it works. It depends on the type of exercise you're doing. It depends on the type of your diet, how much you're eating, how often you're eating, what you're eating. So when we talk about fat burning, it's more about increasing your metabolism. So your metabolism is the amount of calories you burn when at rest, your basal metabolic rate. So the higher your metabolism is, the more calories you're burning when at rest. What happens is that when you exercise, especially high intensity exercise, your body will often use glycogen, which is actually glucose, which is actually carbohydrates, carbohydrates in your muscle.
Yep.
When you start burning fat is when you're at rest. So if you're at rest or doing really slow, low intensity, that's when your body uses fat as energy, because your body needs a lot of oxygen and energy to actually drag fat out of storage to be used as energy. So going back to your question, which is very simple and I made it complicated, increasing your metabolism will help you burn fat throughout the day, not just when you're exercising. So you want to have a higher metabolism, so you're burning fat throughout the day and you're using more calories throughout the day.
And that's a real thing?
Yeah, that is a real thing.
A lot of people out there saying that doesn't matter.
It does matter. It definitely does matter. The only problem is that a lot of people will use fat burners thinking that's going to solve the problem, and if my metabolism is high, I can eat more, and that's not how it works. The whole idea as well of when we started thermogenic supplements was that when you're dropping your calories and your body slows down a little bit because it's having less calories throughout the day, will slow down your metabolism. You come with a thermogenic that will increase your metabolism and help you burn a little bit more calories instead of slowing it down. So you do still need to reduce your calories, exercise, and then have the thermogenic or fat burner on top of that.
So you've talked about reducing your calories, and that's the golden key to weight loss, obviously.
Yeah.
With everything that goes with it, but I'm talking about the golden key.
Yeah.
Not open the door. So you talked about fat burners helping you reduce your calorie intake.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
A lot of fat burners, I hate this word. So just to be clear, so our Shred Ultra Advanced and our Hydroxyburn Shred, we're not allowed to call it a fat burner anymore because it is a listed medicine. It's through TGA, the Therapeutic Goods Administration. So it's a listed medicine. That means we can't call it a fat burner anymore because
Well, nobody's really allowed to call their product a fat burner, but the category as it's known in the real world.
Yeah, it's a fat burner.
It's a fat burner category. Yeah. So
but I hate the word because I think there's been a misconception of this word and it's making people really confused. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how to go about it, but we'll keep saying fat burners.
You're not here to save the world. You're doing a podcast, so just jog it. It's nice to know that's how you think. I mean, that is the thing here. We're not running around saying we're the world's best fat burner because that's a bullshit claim by anybody.
Yeah.
What we are saying though is we make a therapeutic medicine.
Yeah.
That we have the category that the other products are sold at under most websites is called fat burners.
Fat burner.
Which this product ends up sitting under.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of work to make our product.
Yeah.
You can't make a product like that just with fairy dust and pixel juice, and you can't not tell people what's in it. You can't not have proof of what you're putting on your label. You've got to have the validation. Do you want to talk about, I don't want to bore people out here, but really quickly, the validation process to make a claim like metabolism, thermogenics, energy and performance?
Yeah, so everything that we have on our label means that I had to get at least 3 scientific papers, clinical trials in humans. Yeah, on the right age group as well. I can't just look at elderly or
pick
children.
An easy pop and go for what works?
No, I have to get it on the right age group. Can't be just males as well, otherwise we'll have to be increased metabolism in males. So it needs to be both.
Male and female, yeah.
And TGA does look into the research to make sure is a proper research. Yeah. So every claim that we have on our label had to prove that there's scientific research backing that.
And you even left out the part it has to be less than 10 years old.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, that's
so it's current research in the right age group that the product's being sold to. It's validated by more than one paper.
Yeah.
So it's a tough gig to make our, I'm not going to call it fat burner.
It's enormous. It's like 100 pages I have of just like papers just to prove, and I need to prove it on the right amounts as well. So if we're using...
so those formulas you see that don't tell you how much is in it?
No, that's
a no-no. They have no chance of ever making a TGA product without changing what they do.
No.
And so why do people buy it?
I don't know, because of the name. Fat burner sounds pretty good. Yeah. If you can sit on the couch, watch TV and...
It's really funny. We did some SEO work here, which is search engine stuff, and we were looking at what do people type fat burner.
Yeah.
It's such a sought after word.
Yeah, because it sounds amazing, and I think and
you do feel amazing when you take a fat burner.
Yeah,
like you feel good. You got lots of energy. You're probably not as hungry as you normally are.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. It's the whole thing behind it. So ours, because we can't use fat burners, the thermogenic nootropics. So that means the thermogenic side increases your metabolism, will increase your heat production in your body. body, so we'll burn more calories. That's the thermogenic side of things. It also increases fat metabolism, so we have ingredients for all of those aspects. The nootropic part that a lot of people don't understand is the mental performance. So we have a lot of ingredients there to improve cognitive function. There you go. Hey. That's my second language issue.
I love having a Brazilian on the podcast.
If you put a G in the middle of the word, I can't say it. But increase your mental performance. So it's what you're saying. You feel good. You feel smarter. So you can work out for longer. You have more concentration. So you feel better to train, go for a walk, even work. So I take a lot of the shred to study because I need that concentration. And if I just have coffee by itself, a lot of the times I just get the shakes and I can't actually concentrate.
It's interesting you say that because my next question was, can you use the fat burning category, the fat burners? I'm sorry, I'm calling it a fat burner. I know you don't like that. Without working out, and you're saying you use it around cognitive performance.
Yeah, so I use hours because I know the nootropic ingredients there are quite strong and quite powerful, and because I did all the research, so I know they actually work. But if you're not working out, it depends. I can't say you can just take the fat burner and not work out ever, but you can definitely take it on your rest days, and you can definitely take around your training. So when I was saying when you exercise really hard, you're actually burning more of your glycogen rather than fat. When you're sitting at work, so you did a workout in the morning, when you're sitting at work, that's usually when your body will start chewing into fat as energy. So if you take a thermogenic there, that can actually work quite well because you're then burning more fat when you're sitting at rest. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it. So
a lot of people actually, a lot of our athletes and a lot of people that come to us actually take a pre-workout before they work out, and they take the thermogenic throughout the day instead of having a coffee or just to boost my energy during the day. They will take it during the day at work or at school.
It's a very different type of energy to a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's a lot smoother and a lot longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tom Green, Olympic champ from Tokyo, and if you want the best tasting protein bars on the market, you should try the new Body Science Mousse range. Greg, you better be testing these.
Mate, they're getting drug tested, got you covered. One of the things that I want to tap in that area where you're talking about performance, one of the things that stops us losing weight though is stress, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know you're not a herbalist and you're probably not going to go too far down this path, but you have read all the research and done everything you do, and you're actually doing a PhD on plant-based stuff, so you've got a few brains in that area. What I'm trying to get at there is one of the reasons that we first at Body Science considered nootropics in our, I'm going to use the word again, you don't like fat burner.
Yeah.
It is because we wanted to address the big white elephant in the room of stress.
Yeah.
If you're stressed, you're not losing weight.
Yeah.
You can train the house down. You can eat less calories. You can do everything you do.
Yeah.
The body's going to protect itself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you're saying when I take the shred, I feel my energy levels to study is a lot different from a caffeine. So what we put there is that it will increase the caffeine
effect.
Yep. That's it. Without getting so if you take 3 cups of coffee, you're going to have the shakes. Your brain is going to go into overdrive. A lot of the time you get headaches and you don't realize it's from that. Your body gets a bit shaky and you actually lose concentration. With this one, we have herbals there that will actually help increase your mental performance with the caffeine, and you become alert and you're awake without having that overdrive of the caffeine. So nice. It will reduce that stress coming from the caffeine as well, and help reduce that stress that comes from exercise as well, because exercise is a stressful component of our day-to-day life as well. And if you don't control that, you can get into overtraining, which usually will throw your cortisol, which is your stress hormones, out of whack a little bit, and that makes it really hard to lose weight.
Okay. I'm going to talk about some things now that in this area that are above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Thyroid.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you really focused on with this product was thyroid claims.
Yeah. So thyroid is the center of metabolism in your body. Mm-hmm. So if it's working too hard, your metabolism is going to be really hard. We can't talk too specifically onto that because there are medical conditions associated with thyroid.
And if you've got an issue, see a doctor. Like anyone, please see, before you take a supplement, see a doctor.
Yeah. What we have on Shred is that Shred Ultra Advanced is that it will help your thyroid work properly. So it will help a healthy function with your thyroid.
And what is a healthy functioning thyroid look like?
So if your thyroid is working, if you're too stressed, for example, your thyroid will drop down a little bit in terms of capacity work.
Not as happy.
Not as happy.
Mm-hmm.
That means you start to put on weight because your metabolism has slowed down.
Yep.
And that's when we always talk about stress and putting your body into overload with
You
work.
hear it in 35 plus populations or
all
I've
the
been
time.
busy, this my metabolism's slow,
Yeah.
put some weight on. You hear the story all day long.
There's some truth to that,
Yeah.
but we need to remember that we also, when we're stressed, we eat more.
Comfort.
Yeah, it's hard, and a lot of things come with stress, so we can't always blame it on thyroid. I saw a video the other day that I really wanted to post with tagging body science, but it was in Portuguese, but it was a nutritionist, and it was the thyroid image, and someone was saying they're putting on weight, and the thyroid is yelling like, I have nothing to do with this. It wasn't me. Because like as soon as someone puts on weight, they blame it on the thyroid. But the thyroid is the little machine in our body that will control our metabolism basically.
Okay. Now, here's the $1 million question.
Yeah.
Are they safe?
Ooh, ours are.
Yep.
And I'm pretty confident of that.
Because it's got an Ostel number on the front and you know it's been through all the processes. Is that where you're going with that?
Yeah. And there's levels of caffeine that we can put in there. There's every single ingredient that we have there. They need to be allowed ingredients to be in there in the first place. And then there's limits on the amount of ingredients of that ingredient that you can have in your formula.
And that's a safety limit.
Yeah. Exactly. So if there's any ingredients that could be harmful for a human being, TGA will have a max limit on it, and we have to follow that. It's really strict. So
we choose to follow that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So ours is definitely safe, but I can't comment on others. I mean, the fact that a lot of them are still making therapeutic claims when they shouldn't. Caffeine amounts are really dangerous at the moment. I honestly...
can I ask a question? Like, you're well researched.
Yeah.
And you give me the look on, oh shit, what's he going to ask me? Is it really dangerous to have a pre-workout or a shred product with 300 milligrams?
It depends on what else you have in there and what else you're having throughout your day. You're not going to just have a pre-workout with 300 megs of caffeine and not have your coffee and not have another pre-workout during the day. So,
and what's the long-term effect of that?
Oh, there's so many. Caffeine is really complicated. So to start with, you can have some gastrointestinal issues. So your bowels will respond to that. You can send your
like
brain
irritable gut type stuff, or you're just talking you're going to go to the toilet more?
You can go to the toilet straight
away. Because I'm grabbing a weight loss however I can get it. Like, is that a bad thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a bad thing.
It's a bad thing?
So you're not absorbing your nutrients as well. Caffeine also does affect the absorption of other nutrients, especially calcium. For females...
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing. Caffeine actually helps your body use calcium to be used as energy. So for females, that can be quite dangerous. So you're having large amounts of caffeine in the morning before eating, going to the gym, hitting it hard, going for a run, you can have issues with bone density and all of that. So there's a lot of things that come with caffeine, and I love caffeine, you know that. I don't live without it, but we do need to follow protocols and make sure we're doing it the right way, in the safe way.
And look, the world's changing. People want to know where things are made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's not like an Ostel listed TGA product, which is got such rigorous standards, rules and regulations to bring to market, and some people think, who cares? Fair enough.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that, who's making your product?
I know.
What rules are they using?
That's what I find amazing, because I remember when I had my healthy eating business, people would ask if the apple I was making the juice with was organic, you know, but at the same time, they're taking a supplement that comes from, I don't know where, that is not legal in Australia.
And it doesn't have all the regulatory controls
exactly.
in place,
and you're not asking those questions. So I think it's really important to start understanding where things are coming from.
Okay. Here's another big one.
Oh, God.
No, you've been accepted. A lot of nutritionists and stuff won't talk about this because it's just not their lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of the big things that we get asked a lot here is, you know, after that safety question, the second thing is, should I cycle them? No, that's not the right word. That's the term they're using though. Do I need to take a break from them? Can I use them continuously? What should I do?
So you don't necessarily need to cycle them. And I'm talking about ours because I know exactly what's in them.
Mm-hmm. Because you're using it for the brain and the focus and the performance side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but also your metabolism. So if you think about it, you're increasing your metabolism with the thermogenic.
It's like a little everyday tickle in your metabolism, is it?
Yeah, exactly. But if your body gets a little bit...
I tried to make you laugh. It didn't work. Sorry.
I'm thinking really hard here. I don't know how to explain things. You increase it a little bit and then you'll sort of get used to that. So you're starting to eat a little bit more. Does that make sense? So you're spending a little bit more calories and your body will get used to that, but so will you. And then at some point you might start noticing that the weight is not dropping as quick, for example. So that means that it might be worth getting off it for a couple of weeks, adjusting your exercise and your diet, and then getting back on it.
Yeah, go see a PT, reinvent yourself and come back and go
exactly,
again.
Because I think our bodies need to have that stimulus anyway. It's something that we need to do it all the time. So it might be worth getting off for a week or two, get a new diet, get a new schedule, get a new training session, and then
reset
get back
goals
on
and go.
And get back to it if you notice that things are stabilizing way too quick.
Nice. Well, Tats, thanks for jumping on today. That's a 101 class in thermogenics, metabolism products, fat burners, nootropics, all the stuff we love.
Yeah. Thank you.